So, do you know that you can still get denied from entry to Canada even if you have a valid, legit entry permit? Alright guys, this is Ed, and in this video I'm gonna show you and demonstrate all the questions that the border officers will be asking you while you're crossing the border, whether you're coming from the States or you're coming to Canada to study, to work, or as a visit. This might not be quite relevant if you're coming to visit, but if you're coming to work, study, or you're coming as a permanent residence here, this is very crucial as any small mismatch will get you denied. Let's dive right into it. Just one thing to keep in mind, that while you're applying for your permit, whether to study or work, the immigration officers or the government, they already know 90 to 95% of your history. They know already who you are, where you're coming from, your qualification, how much money do you have, and etc. etc. So they again will ask you very similar questions at the border as they did ask with me, with my friends, and I know a case they get him rejected even though he was having a legal and legit permit. And I'm gonna discuss the reason in this video. One of the top questions that the officers will ask you, whether on the borders or in the airport, is this your first time in Canada? They know the answer pretty well. The point of this question is just to make sure you're very confident with your answer, you know the answer straight up, and you are not using double passports. For example, some people have dual citizenship. Sometimes they show one passport and they hide the other one, so they want to make sure that this is your first time, and if not, you should speak up and tell them about your other citizenship, because if you said yes, this is your first time, and in the system they can easily find out that you have dual or triple citizenship and you have been before few years back, and this is a serious red flag. So make sure you don't hide any information, especially when it comes to the security to the border of a country. Second question is, do you have a family member in Canada? They really don't care much who they are, what their age, where do they live. The moral of this question, they just want to know, worst comes to worst, where are you gonna end up? This shows to them that in case you couldn't find a job, or if you overstayed your welcome stay, this means you might end up staying with your relative, and they want to make sure they know where they live. And if your answer was yes, make sure you know the exact address, because they are going to ask you for the exact address. Third question, which is very crucial question for students. The question would be, where are you studying and what are you studying? Please make sure you answer this question in a very clear, precise, meaningful way. Do not just answer with one word or answer with a full paragraph. If they ask you, where are you studying? Do not just say university or college. Just make sure you state the full name of the university. For example, University of British Columbia. Even do not say UBC, because UBC in Toronto, or if you're going to Alberta, the officer might not know what UBC is. But if you come to if you come to BC and you tell anybody UBC, it's one of the top renowned acronyms that used for University of British Columbia. So make sure you have a full, clear, concise answer. And if they ask you, what are you studying? Just make sure you have a clear answer as well. Do not just say, I'm doing engineering. Just say, I'm doing civil engineering, electrical engineering, software engineering, etc. And the other question is, who is paying for your education? This is very important question. You need to have a clear answer to that, and it's even better to have a proof. If you have a scholarship, make sure you have in your file, or a photocopy about the statement that shows that this university is sponsoring you, or this university has given you a scholarship, whether a full scholarship or half scholarship. Regardless, if you don't have a scholarship, if your dad, your parents, your boyfriend, your partner is paying for your education, just to have a letter signed by the person who's paying for your education saying, my name is 123, I am paying for the education for the person 123 from this time to this time, and these are my contacts, and this is my signature. This should be a document. You should carry this document with you at the airport. Very crucial to show it when the officer asks you about the proof of funds. The other important question is, where are you staying? So you don't need to know, since you're new to Canada, you don't need to know the exact address with the post, because the address here, when I was living in Dubai, it's not as important as in Canada. You cannot open a bank account, you cannot really get a SIN number, you cannot really get a phone number, you cannot even get a work, you cannot get anything without having a physical address. So you're not expected to know and memorize the full address, the street, the city name, and the postal code, and the everything, the apartment number, but at least you should know basic details where you're living. For example, if you're living in Vancouver, you should say Vancouver Kitsilano area, or Vancouver Yaletown, or Vancouver English Bay, because these are the common names here in Vancouver. And in case the officer asks you, can you please show me the exact or full address, you need to make sure you have that recorded somewhere in your phone, on a piece of paper, or if you have an accommodation confirmation from a hotel, just show them. And this is what I did. You just show them and from your phone that this is the accommodation that you're going to stay, in case they need to reach out to you later on. 6, and this is a very tricky question. Actually, the first question and the last question are the most tricky questions. The last question is, have you ever been refused or denied entry to Canada? Again, guys, the officers, they already know all the answers. They are testing the water. They are having a chit chat with you. Canadians are so nice. They want to have a chat. But again, they are not going to be friends with you. They are having a chat because they are welcoming you to the new country. Also, they are very well trained about your body language, how you move. Do you look right? Do you look left? There is a lot about that, and how you respond, your lips, your cheeks, and how you move your shoulders. So they know exactly what the answer is, but they're again making sure there's no red flags. So if you ever been refused entry to Canada, you should mention yes. They are not gonna detain you, and they are not gonna refuse you entry again, but they will ask you why, because it's very normal being refused to Canada or to the States for a very simple reason. If you carry any illegal material with you, they might deny you entry for a year or 2 years, or if you hide tax related matters, they might have a points on your system. Worst comes to worst, if you ever been denied, do not think this will hinder your chance of entering Canada. Just be clear, be precise, be confident with your answer. If the officer is interested for further details, they will ask you, may we know the reason? And again, they exactly know the reason, but they're looking to hear your version of the story to see if they match or you're adding more details. Again, this is a very sensitive security job that they have to do, and also they're being friendly and they're being warm, and Canadians are so nice, and you most probably will get entry to Canada as long as you know the answer very well. You're not hesitant, you're not sweaty, you don't look like somebody who just committed a crime. If in case you don't know the answer, just say, sorry, I don't know the answer, let me find out for you. Just be clear with your answer. Do not make up excuses, do not make up lies. They can detect right on the spot. Anyways, this is the end of my video. If you're interested to see other videos related to Canada, living to Canada, or even exploring the lifestyle in Canada, follow this channel for all my other content. See you soon.